Welcome to Invest Offshore. The week of July 13th through the 17th, this could become one of the most consequential weeks yet for digital assets, tokenized securities, and the future of American finance. There's three major developments happening this week. I'll try and break it down for you real quick, and I'm sure you've heard about it. But the Clarity Act, they've been working on this thing for a long time. And it really distinguishes who is the regulator, CFTC or SEC, and who does what. And they're going to share responsibilities. By the way, the first Senate committee, the vote has been overwhelming in support, 15-9, I believe. But it doesn't mean it won't pass before they take an August break. So we really have this 1 week for the Clarity Act. And then at the same time, the DTCC, and what that stands for is Depository Trust. They're the ones who take care of all the stocks. Whenever there's a transfer, it goes through this one group. So they're the settlement for stocks and bonds, and actually also properties. All sorts of things are now going to go on-chain. So that's where this expression comes, on-chain. It's a whole new world we're entering in. That changes everything. And what it really is that everything is becoming digital. And it's way faster. It's totally new. And when people fully understand what tokenized securities are, they're going to realize it's a whole new world we've entered into. So the third thing that's happening this week that's pretty cool, actually, is Wall Street hosts the Clarity Debate. And that's on Friday, July 17. And that's an important number. We'll swing back to that. The House of Financial Services Subcommittee on Digital Assets, Financial Technology and Artificial Intelligence is scheduled to hold a field hearing in New York City. Cool. The hearing is titled, Building the Future of Finance, How the Clarity Act Unlocks Innovation. So it's scheduled for 10 a.m. Eastern Time, and that's in New York City, baby. So this debate's moving from Washington to New York City. And it's a little different this time because you're going to have tech people discussing the issues with the finance people. And that's important because it opens up the conversation. The question is, can digital asset businesses obtain clear rules without weakening investor protection? That's kind of at the key of everything. They're worried is we could see a whole bunch, and there have been tons of crypto scams so far, but we could see it get really bad. So then we have an event in the sky happening on the 17th. But I looked into this. We were told there was a 6-planet alignment, and that just isn't completely the case. However, Venus will appear near a young crescent moon in the west-northwest evening sky, and the two objects will be separated by approximately 6 degrees and should be visible after sunset, weather permitting. So, a little crescent with a star. Isn't that reminiscent of something interesting? But that Friday, as you know, it's number 17, and you know, it's the Q lore. So I had some stuff put together here that within Q-related internet lore, the number 17 carries symbolic importance because the letter Q is the 17th letter in the English alphabet. No kidding. Followers of that narrative often search for meaning in the events, announcements, dates, and coincidence connected to the number 17. And July 17 contains several interesting overlaps because the Clarity Act, of course. And then we have this crescent and the moon, which is the Venus conjunction, that's called. That's pretty crazy. So a lot going on. But we just got to watch the institutions, not the rumors. So what should investors watch for, between this? Watch the Senate. Yes, the Senate calendar. That's important. Watch DTCC. But the real long story here is that these are really long developments. They've been working on this for a long time. Prime brokerage, regulatory clarity, and the migration of traditional assets onto digital infrastructure. That's what's going on. They're moving all the paper onto a digital world, which is great. July 17 may prove memorable, not because of a number of planetary configuration, but because the machinery of financial transformation is becoming increasingly visible. This is Aaron Day with Invest Offshore. Stay informed, verify the source, and follow the money.